Hello! Streaming will begin soon. This is like a very different kind of stream for me. This will be the first time that we have a live stream on this channel. That's terrifying, to be honest. It's terrifying. But it has to be done at some point. So I feel like this is a perfect moment to begin. Let me just add some adjustments. Cool. Hey, it's me. Well, welcome to this streaming. What can you expect from this streaming? Several stuff. I'll try to stream for about 9, 10, 11, 12, for a bit more than 3 hours, maybe. 3 hours, it's like the minimum amount for this streaming. We're going to talk about some stuff about DaVinci Resolve, some stuff about Fusion, and of course, I first want to show you like my main goals for this year. I mean, it's January 2nd, 2024. Time runs by so fast, and it's always like very, sometimes it's scary to see how fast time passes by. Okay, so this, I wrote it in Spanish. Full disclaimer, I used ChatGPT. Well, yeah, it's GPT-4 because I used Bing, the Bing chat, to translate this. I think that it's good enough. I'm not sure. I still have to figure that out. So for me, 2023 was year of experimentation, trying new things and trying to find the best way to do what I love. Part of this experimentation focused on the last quarter of the year, where my goal was to prepare myself to have a good 2024. Something that I had never tried before. As simple as it may sound, it is perhaps the first time that I think about myself beyond the future, instead of focusing on what I want immediately. And that's a very big change for me, actually. I always tend to think more about the things I want now instead of the things I want for me in the future. And I think that it may be, I mean, it's not that it's wrong every single time. Sometimes you just have to like live in the moment, right? But at the same time, you really need to know what do you want for yourself in the next couple of years. So that's like a very important thing. I just realized. For yourself. Oh yeah, sounds good. Yeah, there are many times that you just need to focus on the things you want in the future, not what you want like right now. So with that in mind, these are my goals for the first quarter of 2024, because I function much better like trying to yeah, I already established that I struggle with trying to look like for myself in the future. So it is easier if I just project like a reduced time span. So my first resolution or goal for this next year, for this next quarter of the year, is first to conduct daily streams working on practices, courses, and experiments related to the image post-production. This is like a very important thing because that's why I am here right now. So these streams will alternate between the Spanish and the English channel. So in case you don't know, this is my second channel. I just started to upload in this channel like when was it? Yeah, last month. So at the beginning of December, I think it was the first upload for this channel. And it's been quite a journey. I didn't expect to have already more than 200 subscribers. That's amazing, to be honest. I really love that. So thank you very much. If you are one of those 200 plus people, thank you very much for that. That's amazing. And I wanted to start streaming because of many reasons. There are like several reasons. I'll try to explain myself on this. So first, I am addicted. I mean, YouTube is an addiction. I cannot stop uploading videos. I cannot stop thinking about live streaming on YouTube. And that's just the way it is, you know? I mean, it's great to do this thing. It's amazing. The other reason is that I really think that most of the content that I used to produce, at least in this channel or in my Spanish speaking channel, is just about to be extinct. Talking about, I'm talking about tutorials. Tutorials, I think that they are not going to be a thing for the next years, like in the near future. Not because they are not important, but because there are like many ways to learn absolutely everything. And with AI, it's even much more easier to learn absolutely anything that you actually want. And that's amazing. I really love that. I really like to use AI tools. That's amazing. But that really puts like a lot of pressure for people like me, because if I make tutorials, the content that I make or that I used to make was mainly focused on people entering into Google and saying, hey, how can I do some DaVinci Resolve editing? How can I export my video? How can I... All of that thing, kind of stuff, it's already solved by ChatGPT and Bing. I mean, it's like the easiest way to do it. Even myself, when I have a question about something about any kind of software, I almost never use YouTube for that. I use YouTube for entertainment. I use YouTube to sometimes listen to music, or mainly like look at concerts. So live kind of shows, even if they are not live in that moment, like our live recording, you know? Live streaming, obviously. That's the kind of things that I watch on YouTube, mainly entertainment, to be honest. For everything that has to do with education, I prefer to use like a dedicated platform. Like for example, I don't know, like what's the name of this web page? It's something like PhD. I don't remember. FX PhD, something like that. That's an amazing kind of web page, and also there are like many others, and they're amazing. And they are not just like tutorials. They are like dedicated courses that can teach you almost anything that you actually need. And that's amazing. But I think that YouTube is no longer like a good way to learn stuff. Even when you try to learn something like that is fast, like to how to, I don't know, how to export a video. There are not many clicks that you need to do to export a video. And on top of that, you have to think about the amount of tools that we already have, that many of them are even free, that can actually help you in your editing journey and with VFX and with all that stuff. Like thinking about green screen. You can pull up a green screen without a green screen. You can remove the background of any picture in your phone without any kind of software like Photoshop or anything like that. You just click on the picture and it magically makes the background disappear. You can delete or erase people or objects that you didn't need in your picture. You can even do that with video. You can edit a video. I mean, there is CapCut, there is, not Filmora, iMovie. I think those are going to be used even less in the next couple of years. But CapCut, the inside capabilities of TikTok or even YouTube. Actually, YouTube is going to launch an video editing app this year. I'm not sure if it's already launched in the US. I saw this in the vidIQ channel, amazing channel. But I'm not sure if it's already launched. But yeah, YouTube has its own app. And there are like many free apps that you can use in your phone to edit like a bunch of stuff. So what's remaining? What's the thing that is missing? The human connection. The thing about actually like having a connection with an audience, with a person, with someone that you start knowing every single day. That is amazing. That is an amazing feeling. I am not a person that actually likes to be around other people. I feel very socially anxious. I start feeling like very uncomfortable. But I still need human interaction. I cannot run away from that. I mean, I do. but I really need to keep some amount of human interaction throughout every single day. And if I need that, even with what I know about myself, about being socially anxious and being weird around people, well, that it's for sure that many other people also need that kind of interaction. And my objective, among others, is to give myself that interaction with this kind of live streams, and also to give some of you this kind of interaction. So that's why we're starting to do regular streamings. They will not be daily. I mean, they will, but not in this channel. So I'm not sure still if I will try to like stream. I mean, I know that I want to do it every other day. Like for example, this week it's going to be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in Spanish, and Tuesday and Thursday in English. Okay? But I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that rhythm or if I would prefer to do like the other way around for next week. So next week could be Monday, Wednesday, Friday in English, Tuesday and Thursday in Spanish. I'm not sure about that. I don't want to use the weekends because I tend to burn out myself. I don't want that for this period of time. This will be like at least for the first quarter of the year. But yeah, that's about the daily streams. Second goal, publish a daily short on YouTube. Needless to say, I just discovered a guy. I mean, I bet that many of you already know him. His name is Thor. What a kick-ass name. And he has a channel called Pirate Software. So Pirate Software is like his channel. He has a Twitch and YouTube channel, and he blew up thanks to shorts. And I really enjoy looking at his shorts. I mean, I don't always watch very long live streams, but I do like the attitude of the people that do so. And he has like a very nice energy and a very good attitude, and I like the kind of advice that he gives to people, and like the work ethics that he has. It's amazing. And yeah, I knew him because of the shorts. If I didn't watch any kind of shorts, I wouldn't know him like in any other way. So even if I struggle to make shorts because it's like, it's limiting, but it's also kind of difficult because they don't always get watched. But the thing about shorts, as with many other things, is that you just have to keep doing it every single day. So yeah, publishing daily shorts, it's like a good kind of thing. I already started yesterday. So yesterday I launched a short in this. Oh my god, I didn't consider. No, I did. I did consider that. Yeah, I'm talking about daily shorts for both channels. So yesterday I edited 3 videos. Okay, 3 shorts. The first one was published yesterday. The second one has already launched on the Spanish channel today. And the other one is meant to be published tomorrow, Wednesday. So that's cool, because on Wednesday I'm going to have another streaming, so I can make 2 or 3 more that will launch on Thursday, Friday, and maybe even Saturday. So when I stream on Friday, I can have my shorts for the next Monday. No, this is not Monday. This is Sunday. Monday and Tuesday. Which on Tuesday, I'm going to have another streaming. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I will need to do maybe even 4 today for this channel. That's insane. I mean, it's doable as long as I actually make some worthy content. So the thing about making the daily shorts is to try to give myself exposure with these live streams and for this channel. But I also, if it is not worth it of your time for me to publish a short, I will not do it. That's for sure. I will not intentionally waste people's time. That's a thing. I prefer not to publish a short like for a whole week if it is not worth it of your time. Okay, so third goal, to focus on creating videos where I can practice my creativity and increase my technical skills. This is well, all of these goals are like big for me, but first I want I feel like I have neglected my creative energy for not for so long, but I kind of run away from my own creativity, and that's not good. I have to embrace my creativity, and that's also a thing that these live streams are going to help me with. I think that I already tried that once before. It didn't work, but the thing about my previous live streams, I just changed that yesterday, and it's kind of difficult for me. I tend to have like a very hyper energy when I'm on the live streams. Like not right now, obviously, but when I was doing my live streams on the other channel for the past years, I was always like really hyped. I mean, I like that because I like the energy, but at the same time, it is like very energy consuming, like honestly, right? So what I'm doing right now is to try to be much more calmed, to be much more relaxed, to be like in a other kind of, how can I say it, like rhythm. So yeah, the thing is that I will actually practice my creativity and my technical skills during these live streams. So expect me to be doing some kind of experiments and projects during these live streams. Like for example, today I plan on making some 3D compositions in Fusion with a 3D cam, so that will be fun. Then I will start a work. I will start working on a blog to orderly empty some ideas in my head. Orderly empty, is that a thing? To orderly empty some ideas in my head. I mean, that makes sense, but I'm not sure if that's a thing that people say. But yeah, these can vary between tips, reflections, and updates on my own projects. This is a tough one. I just wrote this yesterday, and I feel like I'm already kind of regretting writing this one. Um, yeah, blogs are fun. I like writing. I do like it. I hate to begin it. I hate to begin writing on an empty, blank sheet of paper. Either it's digital or physical. I hate it. But once you are like in this flow state, it's amazing. It's amazing to be just flowing, just writing and doing stuff. I really love that. But the thing is that you have to actually start it to be able to enjoy that kind of thing. That's the difficult stuff. But yeah, start a blog, maybe give some advice. Like for example, if you want to learn how to export in DaVinci Resolve, instead of watching a short that you have to wait and loop it over and over and over again, instead of watching like a 3-minute video and try to look for the exact place where you want to be for the advice that you need in that moment, you just scroll through a blog post and maybe watch some pictures of how it is done. That's it. I think that for some kind of advice, the written form, it's like not written, but more like a published. I mean, I don't want to talk just about written stuff because you can also put some pictures, and pictures will help you like quite a lot. But yeah, I hope it's understandable. Maintain a constant practice of the Finnish language. There is something inside me that asks for it. In my mind, I was like, oh yeah, this is a big one. Come on, Daniel. All of these are kind of big for you. Yeah, Finland is a place where I would really like to be someday, to get to know that country. And even if I cannot travel there like right now, I would really like to do something, whatever it is, to feel like I'm a little bit closer to be there. And learning the Finnish language is like kind of the most simple thing that I can do, but at the same time, like a really big step. So, yeah. My conclusion: discipline is a very important part of me. It is something that I lost sight of during the last 5 years of my life, and I don't regret it. I needed to focus on other aspects that require my attention. But yeah, now it's time to dust it off, and put it into practice. Everyone who wants to be part of this journey is welcome for the first quarter focused on discipline. Discipline is a really big thing. And I started to have like a different work ethic during the past 5 years because I came from like a life of being like first in school, right? You have to be at a certain hour, you have to be seated, quiet, trying to put attention to whatever person was in front of you and try to make sense of all the things that they were saying. During the first, what, 20, 23, 24 years of your life? That's horrible. But yeah, that's a thing that I did. That's many other people. And then I started working like right away. So I had to be in a certain place, doing a certain kind of activities for a certain amount of time every single day during a couple of years. Even if I was fortunate enough to find like very good working places, I mean, to be honest, I think that the two places where I was able to work were one of the top places to work, at least in Mexico, to be honest. And I'm grateful for that. But even then, it was very difficult to be like doing the same stuff every single, not the same stuff, but trying to accomplish certain kind of goals that I was expected to achieve. And that was really difficult. So in 2018, I switched that. I thought, well, I will no longer try to obey what someone else wants me to do. I will make my own rules. And that was what I needed at that moment. The only thing that, looking back, I lost was my discipline. I really lost it. I mean, not entirely, but a huge amount of it. So that's why for me, this is like a year where I want to focus on discipline. So yeah, those are my goals. What should we make now? Oppa. Okay. Here's my stylus. I need, yes. Okay, so today I'm trying to think what I want to write, but what I need to write is what I intend of doing today during this live stream. Oh, that's tough. Okay, so the first thing I really want to do is to do like a fusion comp. Not in the regular fusion tab. You know, if you are in DaVinci Resolve, there is a fusion tab. I'm not talking about doing this in the fusion tab. No. I'm talking about, oh my god, I really messed up. Okay, here you go. I'm talking about the, why are you like this? Why are you doing this? I really need to take this color. What am I doing wrong? Please tell me. Okay, this, okay, cool. What? There you go. Okay, I'm talking about the Fusion Studio app. Oh my god. Technically, it's an app. Is it an app? Fusion Studio? It's an application? It's a software. Is every software an application? And is every app a piece of software? I think that every app is a piece of software, right? But I think that the apps are, we refer to them more like with the mobile devices, like iPads, iPhones, well, tablets, phones. Well, yeah, Fusion Studio. We're going to use Fusion Studio. There are many advantages of using Fusion Studio. The first one of them is that Fusion Studio, well, not an advantage, a characteristic, is that this costs money. But an actual advantage is that if you buy the license for DaVinci Resolve, which is what, around $300? Oh, yeah, around 300, right? USD. You already have access to Fusion Studio, which is great. That's amazing. Okay, that's a characteristic. You need to actually buy it. If you have the free version of DaVinci Resolve, you will need to use the Fusion tab inside DaVinci Resolve, which is perfect. I mean, it's great. But there are some other characteristics that will help you if you actually use Fusion Studio. One of them is the amount of resources that you will need for your PC to work with it. Like, for example, if you go to the Blackmagic Design website, let me just give me 1 second. Blackmagic Design website. Whoops. I need to go here, and then I need to go here and do this and do that, and we're here. Okay, so you go to the support page inside the Blackmagic Design web page, and you go into DaVinci Resolve. You're going to notice something very, very interesting. When you look at the characteristics that you need for your equipment, your minimum system requirements for Windows, for example, you will need 16 gigs of RAM, which is great. But if you want to use Fusion, you will need 32 gigs. But here's the catch. This is just in the DaVinci Resolve application software, okay? If you go into the Read More section of Fusion Studio and you go into the same minimum system requirements, you will need 8 gigs of system memory, not 16. And if you want improved performance, you will need 16 gigs, not 32. And this is a very important thing to keep in mind, because if you want to make the most out of your computer using Fusion, you will have to use the Fusion Studio software. I mean, why does this, why is it doing this? What am I doing wrong? Please tell me, what am I doing wrong? Yes, Fusion Studio, that's it. So yeah, that's a really important thing to keep in mind. The amount of resources that you will need for Fusion Studio are less than you will need in the DaVinci Resolve application. What other thing can we say about Fusion Studio? I mean, it may be a little bit intimidating. We may see Fusion like a very big piece of software, which it is. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is an intimidating piece of software because you have to actually learn to use node-based compositing, right? Which is great. I mean, nodes are top level. They are great. They are much better than layers. Let's face it. In many, how can I say it? Like many things are better with nodes than with just layers. Plus, you can actually use layers when you're using nodes, so that's not a problem. But yeah, that's Fusion Studio. That's why we're using it, at least today. And we're going to make a 3D camera kind of practice. Okay? This will be fun. We're going to start from scratch. We're going to use like an empty Fusion composition. Then we're going to use some images. I was thinking about making those images available for you, but no, I think that's not necessary. I do need to know where are those images in my computer because I don't remember. So let's figure that out. Let me go. Yeah, they're not here. I thought they were. Machine, 2023, YouTube, 3D planes, yeah, planes. Oh my god, where is, I don't remember. Yes, I made, okay, I will just copy. I will copy some of these images. There you go. I will paste them. YouTube live assets. There you go. And I also need, I had a video somewhere. I need my sample shot, I think. Is this it? Yes, this is it. But I can't find, oh, here's my fire, cool. Here's my fire, cool. 2024, live assets, there you go. And I will also need my sample shot. Just okay, that's great, that's perfect, that's swell. Cool. So here are my main assets. We have some images. These images were created with Leonardo AI, of course, an AI. They are just fruits, fox, what is this one, like a wolf, and 2 characters. Okay, so I will just use like 2 or 3 of these, but it is just to make some examples. And I have a fire asset. I will show this, and I also have like the comp that I will make today. So first we're going to open the Fusion tab. No, not the Fusion tab, the Fusion Studio software app. This is exactly why it is intimidating at first to be inside the Fusion Studio application. You have apparently nothing. You have nothing to start with. I'm not sure if you can drag your assets. Can you? Oh yes, you can, so that's perfect. I mean, if you don't want to do this, to just drag and drop, which is like the simplest thing to do, you can also put a loader node. Okay, so what did I do? Shift space, it's going to give you this menu. And you have to search for the loader, here it is, and then you're going to try to find somewhere in your computer your assets, and here you can select it. So the thing that I don't like about this is that, oh yes, you have a preview. So yeah, never mind. You can preview all your images here, even if you don't have them as thumbnails. You can just select them and see the thumbnail right here. So that's perfect. I will select, let's say, these grapes, and I open them, and there you go. Here this appears. But you can also just drag, drop, and it's going to create a loader with no problem. So that's perfect. How can you watch it? Because here it is the node, but I cannot watch the actual image. What do? Just click the image, press number 2 on the keyboard. That's it. Simple as that. You can press number 1, and it's going to appear on the left side. Yeah, you can do that. You can also press number 3. Okay, so number 3 is if you have like a second monitor and you have it, if you tell the software that you want to watch like a full size image in your like what's the name, a clean output. Yeah, it can be in the third one. So right now I just want to watch it in my second screen. I can press this button, so the first one doesn't appear, so that's perfect. And I can also look at this one. So these ones are apples and these ones are grapes. So let's tell ourselves what the hell is this. So if these are grapes, I can just press F2 and tell myself these are grapes. I can just say that this is an image in case that I need to know that. And these are apples, IMG. So I know that this is an image and I don't get lost. Okay, so grapes, apples, perfect. I also need to create a 3D environment because I want this to, oh, I didn't show you the sample shot. I wasn't able to load it. Why? Okay, let's try with the loader. Maybe the codec is, what kind of file is this? This is a MOV, but I'm not sure if it's an H.264, H.265. If it was a ProRes, okay, here it is. I cannot watch this video here. That may be because of the codec. Okay, so no problem. I can just double click and it will show it to me right here. So this is my sample shot. This is what I want to do today, right now, live. It is a very simple shot. It is like just a 3D camera going like doing, not a zoom in, but a dolly in. So you just need your camera to travel in the Z-axis or Z-axis and have these images all around. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that now that I have these images, I will add a third one. Let's use this wolfie. Looks amazing. So wolf, IMG. This is an image of a wolf. Cool. So what I need to do is just click on whatever image I want and I will select this tool. This tool is a 3D image plane. What this is going to do is, when I visualize it, it has already created a 3D environment for me. I didn't do absolutely anything, just connect this. Okay, so if in case this doesn't connect well, you just have to select the output of this node. Let me just zoom in. Whoa, that's not good. There you go. Okay, so you just select the output of this node and connect it right here. If you have any doubts about where to put this connection, you just use the right click, drag, drop here, and this is going to ask you where you want to put it. In this case, it just gives me one option, which is the material input. So that's perfect. That's actually what I need. So it is already connected. When I visualize it here, it is showing me the 3D environment. Okay, so I will do the exact same for all 3 images. These are all image planes. So when I see the first one, it's my grapes. The second one are the apples, and the third one is my wall. Okay, but what I am only seeing them like one at a time. I do not need them to be like in separate 3D environments. I actually need them to be in the same environment. That is when a merge node needs to be created. Shift space, merge, and I cannot use this kind of merge. Okay, if I select this one, this is a 2D kind of merge, so I will not be able to use this one. This is like using layers in Photoshop or After Effects or any other software. So that it's not going to work here. What I actually need is a merge of the 3D type because we have 3D images. So I'm going to drag and drop the first one, the second one, and the third one. I can add as many nodes as I want as long as they are 3D. I can add lights, I can add cameras, I can add materials, I can add shapes, objects, whatever I want. What I would recommend is just to use one merge node for a certain amount of assets or nodes to be connected, because if you connect everything into a single node, you're going to get confused. Believe me, I've been there. So now that I am visualizing this, by the way, you can press 2 on the keyboard, or you can also click drag and drop, and it's going to be visualizing in the place that you dropped the tool. So now, in theory, I am looking at the 3 images, but instead I'm just looking at one. I'm just looking at the grapes instead of also the apples and the wolf, and that is because they are overlapped. So what I'm going to do is just select a plane, move it, and sure enough, here are my 3 images. Every time that you move a 3D asset in a 3D environment, I would strongly suggest you to use the gizmo. If you just try to click it whatever else, like here, it's going to move, but it's going to move in the 3 axes. So it's going to move in the X, Y, Z axis. You don't always need that. Sometimes you do, but most of the times you need to have like a better control of these kind of things. So I would suggest to use this gizmo. So that's perfect. What I want to do is for this image to be like in the far back. Actually, let me reset the transformation for these image planes. What I'm going to do is select the image plane, and when I go to transform, I can just double click in the X and it's going to reset. The same goes for this other image, and I'm also going to reset the transform on this one. Why am I doing this? The thing is that if I start doing some modifications in this node is going to fulfill 2 different tasks. It is first going to give me the 3D plane in the 3D environment, and it is also going to act as a transform because I am transforming the position. It is not bad to do it that way, but the thing about nodes is that it is much better to use like dedicated tools or nodes for one single action. It doesn't matter if it's a very complex action, but just use one. Not all the times, but most of the times that's better because of organization and because it's going to be much easier to know what kind of tasks is every node doing every single time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to look for a transform. not a normal transform. I need a 3D transform. I add this tool, and now I will use these controls to actually move my image. Okay, so I'm going to move this image just in the x-axis. Okay, I'm going to do the same in the second image. Shift space, look for the transform, 3D, and I'm going to move this one in the x-axis, but also the z-axis, just to be in front. And I'm going to do the same with the last one. Transform, 3D, and this one is just going to be moved back in the z-axis. Perfect. So right now, this is my composition. Right now, I'm looking that these are like not equally distant one from another. So what I'm going to do is just move this one right here, and that's perfect. Okay, so this is looking great, but I need something else. I cannot just render this 3D environment. You can think about 3D environments as if it was a set, a movie set. So right now, in the set, there is like the floor or maybe a table, this grid, and I just have like 3 pictures, one after the other. That's great, but where is the camera? Who is going to click record in the camera and actually capture the image? That's what you need on a set. That's what you need in a 3D environment. You need a camera. So here is the camera. You just click on it, and it's going to be automatically added to this merge. I don't like that. It also got connected to other tools. I don't need that. So first, click in an empty region of your flow, and now I can click the camera. Here is the camera, and I'm going to add another merge node just for the camera, because I don't want this to be connected in the same node. That's just because I don't like that. Okay, so here's my camera. So now I'm going to click and drag and drop here so I can see my camera. That's perfect. And now I can click on this camera and I'm going to move it way back. Okay, so how can I watch what the camera is seeing? Okay, so these lines are like the, how can I say it? The field of view that my camera has. If I want to change this field of view, I can click on the camera node, and in the right, well, okay, here are many things that I can modify. So first, the film gate. Film gate, it means basically like the size of the sensor, okay? So I can be like recording in a Canon 7D, Canon 5D. I can even go to IMAX, okay? So IMAX is going to be too big, like way too big. I don't need IMAX, okay? I will use like a normal, yeah, Red Epic 16:9. That's more than enough. And also, thing that well, let's do some other stuff. I will keep it right here, the Red Epic 16:9. That's perfect. And here is my focal length. Okay, so right now I am working like with a 35mm lens. I can change this into a 50, into an 80, into a 3500mm lens, which is ridiculous. You may want to do that sometime just for experiments, but yeah, no. I will just use not 35, I will use 40. Let's say 40. That's perfect. And that is the way my camera is going to work. Okay, so that's perfect. But I am not actually looking the same things that the camera is looking. I need a monitor. I need a monitor to actually be able to see through the lens of the camera. Okay, how can I do that? Well, you just need a render node. You just click on an empty area and use this tool right here. This is a renderer, just a renderer for a 3D composition. So what I'm going to do is click and drag the output of the merge, put it into the render, and when I drag and drop here, I am actually looking through the eyes of the camera. That's amazing. But I don't want to change my viewer. I mean, if I make a movement with my camera, I don't want to make that adjustment, set the renderer, and now know what am I watching here. I want to be able to modify the camera in real time and also see what the camera is actually seeing. So what I'm going to do is click here to have my two viewers. Number one is going to be my merge node. That's perfect. Cool, perfect. And number two is going to be my renderer, which is perfect. And now I can select my camera, and whatever movement I do in the left part of this viewer, it's going to be affected right away in the second viewer, which is amazing. Okay, so this is like the basics of 3D cameras. I really like the way it works because it's very fast. Okay, so as we already stated, Fusion Studio works way faster than the Fusion tab inside DaVinci Resolve. Oh my god, I'm going to sneeze. Yeah, false alarm. Okay. So what I need to do next is to animate this camera, okay? The animation that this camera has is going to be very simple. I can do it in the transform mode with no problem. But I would prefer to start working on the most amount of nodes possible. I mean, not to waste the amount of nodes, just to be organized. So what I'm going to do is to put a transform, search for the transform node. Where is it? Dance, not dance, trans. There you go, transform. Okay, so transform 3D. And whatever, what's the name? Keyframes I want to put, it's going to be in the transform. Just be really careful, because even if you select the transform node and you try to move the camera from this point you are moving, yeah, it's the Z axis or the Z axis, but of the camera node. You will need to move this gizmo, okay? If you don't want to get confused, I think that you can get into your camera and select the, what's the name of this thing? To lock this thing, okay? So I think that if you do that, yeah, that's perfect. You will not be able to modify anything about the camera, which is great. You will need to actually use the transform, so that's perfect. So now I'm going to say, well, maybe this is like a great way to start in frame number 0. And here I'm going to put a keyframe. This keyframe is going to be set right here. I click here, and now I have a keyframe, and I will go to the end of my composition. But here's a problem. I have 1000 frames. How long is that? Should I just start a stopwatch and see how long it takes to get through the 1000 keyframes? I have no idea if this is 24 frames per second, 30, 23.9, 60, 120. How can I know the frame rate on my composition? Yeah, well, I don't remember. Maybe you have to go into the settings, preferences. Frame format. Yes, there you go. Here in frame format, you have the frame rate, okay? So you can select 30, 60, 120. I'm not sure if there is like a max amount. Let's say, yeah, you can do 999. Can you do 9,999 frames per second? I don't think. Wait. I mean, in theory, that's the frame rate, 9,999 frames per second. But to be fair, this is not running at 10,000 frames per second. So I think that's a lie. Maybe the most that you can do is 900? Yeah, well, there's no need to be crazy like that. I would just set it to 30. And by the way, here you can put like the resolution of your composition. You can actually put another resolution in your images and in your cameras, but this is like whenever you create a node that depends on a resolution, this is like the default settings that it will assume. Okay, so I will click on save. That's perfect. I'm working in 8 bits, by the way. If you're working in Fusion, you may want to work in 16 or maybe 32. It will depend on the amount of resources that you have in your computer, but yeah, it depends on the compositing you're doing. For this practice, 8 bits, it's more than enough. Okay, so that's perfect. I already know that this is at 30 frames per second, and let's say that we want only 5 seconds for this composition, so that's 150 frames. What could I do? Here you have different numbers. The first one will tell Fusion where it's going to be visible. This is going to be visible from frame minus 147 to frame, in this case, okay, from minus 147 to frame 1000. Okay, I don't need 1000 frames to be visible. Okay, that's like too much. I will reduce this to just what did I say? 150? 30 times 5? Yeah, 150. I'm not sure if I can make multiplications here. 30 times 5? Yeah, I can. That's perfect. Cool. So that's 150. And here is the in point. Okay, whenever I want to render my composition, no, I'm lying. Whenever I want to play back my composition, I will set this to whatever frame I like. Okay, so I will set this to frame number 0, and the last frame is going to be 150. Okay, there you go. And this is going to be set to my frame number, I will say just -5. Okay, I do want to be able to get back on those frames, but actually my composition is going to be visible from frame 0 to 150. That's perfect. Cool. What do I need to do next? I have no idea. Yeah, the movement of the camera. So I will take my transform and start doing some keyframes. I already have my first keyframe in the number 0. I'm going to go all the way back to 150 and move the z-axis. I want my last keyframe to be right here. That's perfect. And now I have some camera movement. That's amazing. Cool. So the thing about this is that this movement is linear, which I actually like. If I want to modify this, which I don't want, but if I could, I can just go to my spline, select the Z offset, and start making changes. But linear for me right now looks fine. I mean, I don't need to make any changes here. The next thing that I want to do is to have these images maybe, yeah, I want them to get out of the way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, yeah, right here I'm going to make which one is this? These are my grapes, these are my apples. Yeah, the apples. I will set a keyframe right here in the x-axis. My last keyframe is going to be right here. Perfect. And I wanted this to be moved to the left. Oh, that's too much. That's way too much. This is like 1.4. Perfect. So I will set this to 1.2. No, minus 1.2. Cool. That's too much still. Wait, why can I hate this about Fusion? I don't know why this happens. Whenever you are doing some adjustments, like manually right here, even if you click enter, it just keeps looping around. Shift enter doesn't work. Control enter doesn't work. Alt enter doesn't work. You have to actively take your mouse, click in a gray area, and now it is out of this thing. I hate it. I don't know why that happens, but that's dumb, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, that's not cool. Minus 0.4 to minus 0.8. Is that good enough? Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's too much still. I need a little bit less. 0.67. Cool, that's perfect. Great. I love it. So, maybe the grapes will need to be, first of all, I want them to be right in the center. And I want them to, that's the thing. I want to hit playback with the spacebar, and it just keeps deleting the, I hate. And it is going to be moved from this point on, I think. Transform, keyframe. Yeah, here. No, here. Is that good enough? I need a little bit more. Maybe 0.6. No, I needed to get out of the way like faster. 0.8. Yeah, I see the apples. I see the whoop. That movement is too aggressive. I will go to my keyframes, select the transform. I will tell this that I want to show only the selected one. Here are my keyframes, and I want to move this friend right here. That's perfect. So now, yeah, I will use a spline for this one because I don't like the movement. It's the X. There is a mosquito right here, and I hate it. Down. Where is the X offset? I just want to see the active tool. Thank you very much. Soft, cool. Yeah, it's perfect. Not that perfect, but perfect enough. Good enough. Cool. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, good enough. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is to have like actual depth in my camera. I don't remember where to activate the depth. Oh, I think it's in the renderer. Yeah. Render type, hardware. Yep. Accumulation effects. Enable. There you go. That's cool. So what this means is that my camera is going to actually have like a focus ring that is going to be, I'm going to be able to work with. Okay, so certainly right now it's like very aggressive. I don't need like that amount of, I need actually more depth of field. This is kind of confusing. Like for me, when I was studying, my professors mixed it all up. Like, well, not my professors, to be honest. When I started to watch YouTube, people in YouTube like many years ago were like very confused about depth of field. Depth of field, it's basically the amount of distance that it will be in focus from your sensor to whatever the infinite is. Okay, so the more amount of depth of field you have, the less blur you will have in your image. But the less amount of depth of field, that means that you will have more blur. Okay, so right now what this is saying is the depth the amount of blur depending of the depth of field. Okay, so that's why when I reduce it, it gets reduced because I'm lowering the amount of blur. But yeah, the more depth of field, the less blur. Okay, that's in focus. I like it. And then it's out of focus, and this one is in focus. That's perfect. And I will really like if this is out of focus, and then yeah, now it's in focus. No, it's not. Okay, so it is good just about here. Okay, what I need to do is to actually change the focus of my camera, which I will do by selecting my camera, controls, hitting controls, the focal plane. Here it is. I am not looking the focal plane here. I will need to activate it right here. Focal plane. Yes. This green rectangle is telling me where my focal plane is. And this is why this image is already out of focus. Okay, so my focus is traveling, well, it's like fixed right now, and it is good right until this point. But I will want to animate this from here. So focal plane. What did I do? And why was it so bad? Oh my god. I didn't move. Oh yes, I did. Okay, I will reset it to the default settings. What's happening? I think we found the bug. This is not working. I cannot move my controller. I cannot reset it. Oh, Daniel is such a dump. I locked my camera like 30 minutes ago and I didn't remember. So that's why. There you go. That's why. Cool. So remember to unlock your layers. And from this point, I want to make a keyframe in my focal plane, and the endpoint will be right here. So it is much easier to have this reference because right now I can just adjust it. I mean, the best way to do this would be to see my camera in the right view. Cool. So I can actually know where my focal plane is. But where is my image? Well, my image should be here. So I will need to change my focal plane so that my image, so that it is the same as my image. Cool, that's perfect. And now I can change my perspective again. Where is it? Perspective, cool. That's perfect. Okay, so in theory, I will already have my... Oh, that's horrible. Oh, no, that's not horrible. Yeah, I like it. Okay, let's see the comp. Out of focus, focus. It's going out of focus, into focus. It has to start, yeah, blurring it out. And now we're in focus. I like it. That works perfectly. Yeah, nice. So we have like, yeah, this is great. The thing that I like about this is how smooth this is, because you don't need to have like an expensive camera or have like a rigging system, or you don't have to even have a tripod. You don't have to have like an experienced Steadicam operator to actually be able to do this kind of camera movements. You just need to put 2 keyframes. And that's amazing about 3D environments. Cool. So, what are we going to do next? Well, the great thing about this kind of things is that I can actually select another picture whenever I want and just connect it to this, and it's going to assume the aspect ratio of the original image. So it doesn't matter if I change from a square to a rectangle, even if it is like horizontal or vertical, it doesn't matter. It's going to be changed like right away, and I can do this like in real time. So that's why it is really important to have like different nodes and to actually name them, so you can change your assets whenever you want. I can also take this image and put it right here, and instead of having apples, I have this character. So that's amazing. Cool. So I don't want this. I want my original images. There you go. And okay, so we haven't saved the project. Oh my god. 2024 live. I will save this as, what's going to be the name of this comp? 3D camera. Easy 3D camera movement. Cool. Save. We have elevator music playing right now. Let's get into morning reset. Okay, this can work. Oof. So what do we want to add next? We need a background. Okay, so there is a very simple way to get a background. We can select an image. We can drag an already animated background if we have one. We can do many stuff. What I'm going to do is just have a regular background with this tool. I'm going to visualize it here. I want, instead of a solid color, I want a 4-corner because I like it. And I'm going to increase the red here and increase a little bit of yellows in here, and maybe more yellowish, or maybe even, yeah, like magenta. Yep, that's perfect. And just a little bit of red. Okay, so what I also want to do, this is to wait. Cool. What I want to do is to also have a vignette. So to make a vignette, I need another background, which is going to be a black background. And I need a mask. I will select this one, connect it to this alpha input. Cool. And do this, and pass off the edges. That's great. I will put it in 0.5. Cool. And invert it. Cool. And I am also going to a little bit less soft. Perfect. And the background, I'm going to reduce the alpha, so I can here is my controller for the amount of vignette that I want. And this, okay, so this is my vignette. This is going to be my color background. It's like a solid. And my vignette is going to be on top of this. So merge. Yeah. This is without a vignette, with a lot of vignette. And just a little bit. I will need to yeah, that looks fine. Cool. And I also want to I can put this right on top of this, and this is already going to work, but I can make it a little bit more stylized. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, yeah, this is much better. If you have performance issues, you can unselect this high quality button and it's going to work perfectly. Cool. What's next? There's the renderer, here's the merge, and I will need to animate this background. There's a very easy way to do that. There is a node called Plasma. This is the plasma. It is not animated by default, but you can get into the color tab, and animate the face. Okay, if I reset this, right click and modify. No, not modify. Expression. There you go. I can just put time. Boop. What this means is that okay, it is working. The thing is that it is not actually showing. You can see right here that when I'm in frame number 1, the value is 1. In frame number 2, the value is 2. 3, 4, 5, blah, 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 until I am on frame 150 and the value is 150. Okay? Even then, this is not moving. Why is that? Well, the thing is that this is like a cycle. So the cycle goes from 0 to 1. So each time that I have like a whole number, like 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 it has already completed the cycle. So even if it's moving, it appears like that. It's like a circle. If you have a circle and you animate it on the angle 0 at frame 0, and in frame 1 it is already at 360, and in frame 2 it is at 720, and so on and so forth, you're not going to see movement. It is moving in theory, but you're just not seeing it. So what I'm going to do is I need this to be a little bit slow. I can divide this. So time divided by 2. Will that work? Let's see. It's moving. Whoa, strobe alert. I will not do that any further. Okay, so time divided by 10, let's say. Is that good enough? Okay, it is better. Not quite there yet. Time divided by 100. Perfection. Perfection. This is perfection. Cool. So what I want to do is to kind of animate the background using this plasma. What I will need to do is to put a displace node. Why I am not putting a displace 3D? Because all of these layers are not 3D. These are 2D. So I need a displace. And I will need my background to be my input, my plasma to be my foreground. This is going to be right here. And let's see. It doesn't work. Why? I am trying to refract the luma. Well, that's actually what I want to do. Why is this not working? Radial? Oh, there you go. The refraction strength was not strongly enough. Cool. Even then, okay, I have a thing. Okay, so the thing is that this is working, but it is working with the luma. If I am looking at the luma, not the RGB values, just the luma, which will be, yeah, this, I don't have enough contrast to be able to see the changes. So what I'm going to do is to add a color correction node. Reduce the saturation so I can actually see this and increase the contrast. Okay, so let's see the changes. When I go to the color correction and increase the contrast, it is increasing the amount of modification, let's say. Okay, so it's not quite there yet. Yeah, maybe the refraction strength would be the best controller to move in this case. I don't like it that much, to be honest. Offset? Yeah, this is better. I mean, this can work. Okay. Okay. Maybe I will increase the spread so it is a little bit blurrier. Cool. That's good enough. Yeah, good enough for me. And now, here is my comp. It is going to get slower and slower and slower because we are adding like many things. Even if this is like a very simple composition, it is already pretty slow, but it's working. This is the real-time playback, almost. Yeah, looking great. What should I add next? Some fire, of course. I have some fire assets here. Well, just one asset. Pow, 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 pow. I am not able to... Ooh, what codec is this? Okay, so this is MP4. MP4 means either H.264 or H.265. Either of those is trash for composition. So I will need to make a previous step. Media. Oh, I have recently canceled my Adobe membership because I don't want to keep paying them for a software that I don't use. But I sometimes use Media Encoder. ProRes LT is more than enough. I don't care. I don't need more than LT. It's already done. And now it should be better. Much better. So the difference is like huge. This is real-time playback, like right away. When I try to do some playback, you see that? That happens when you try to use an MP4 inside Fusion. Fusion and actually any kind of editing software is not going to work well with MP4. Like, face it, you need to transcode every single file that you ingest in your software. So let's get rid of this MP4. Let's embrace Apple ProRes or DNX if you are on PC. Either way, that works pretty well. Okay, so this is working perfectly, and I want this to be, do we want it to be on top of this? Do we want it to be on the bottom of this? Or we want both? Okay, there is a thing that I can do. So this year, Blackmagic added another merge node because this is like the normal merge node for Fusion. It works well. It's good enough in much cases. But the thing is that it will only accept 2 inputs, no more. If I want to, okay, it gives me 2 inputs plus an alpha input. This doesn't mean anything. This is not an input, a normal input, an RGB input. It's not it. What I'm going to do is erase it, and there is a new tool called the multi-merge. It's the exact same thing, but this will allow me to put more than just 2 layers, and that's great. I sometimes struggle with the organization of these kind of things. So what I will try to do is to, oh my god, yeah, this, I like to see straight lines in Fusion. It's not always possible, but I think this could be it. Is this too much? No, it's good. Okay, so the thing about the multi-merge is that I can select the layer list and rearrange it. Okay, so this is the fire, so I'm going to press F2 so I can name this as fire 1. Oh dear god, no, here, fire 1. Okay, what I named here was the actual node. I don't want this to be called fire 1. This is just a multi-merge, so let it be. Cool, now I have in the multi-merge my fire and my 3D images. Perfect. And now I can arrange them. The thing is that this fire does not have an alpha channel. Well, it does, but the thing is that the alpha is the entire image. It doesn't have a transparency, is what I'm trying to say. I just have a black thing as a background. So what I need to do is go into my multiverse, and as in any other layer-based software, I will select my fire and change the apply mode to screen. Ta-da! That's perfect. I can even go ahead and put a color corrector before. This is going to get messy very fast. Okay, I will not arrange this right now. I will leave it to the end. And this, what I'm going to do is to do some lift. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So the transparency works much better. A bit more of contrast, because I love contrasty images. And yeah, that works great. I mean, I could... The thing is that this fire looks good. But if I put it in the back, it doesn't look that great. If I put it... Oh, yes. What do I need to do? I need a little bit of blur. Why do I need blur? Because it should be out of focus. Cool. That's better, I think. So it's not stealing the thunder of my images. And what I'm going to do is to apply a transform here. Move it a little bit to the left. Cool. And I'm going to add another fire, okay? But the thing is that I don't need to copy every single one of these and put it like in another thingy. I can just copy the transform, take my blur, take it here. This transform is going to be set right here, and I can even invert it. Cool. And now I can add it here. So now I have a second fire number 2, which is going to be the top layer with screen. Let's see, that's perfect. And now I have, I'm struggling. Okay, there is a problem. It appears as if it was just like flipped. I don't like that. So I'm going to add a square here. Maybe soften it a little bit. I want to see the alpha transformation of this thingy. No. What is the... Let me... Soft. Cool. Okay, so this is not working as expected. Okay, the transform is... Oh, I'm messing this up. What I actually want to do is that this fire just appears in a certain place. Huh. I don't know how to do that. Maybe here? But this mask is going to be applied to everything. Okay. Can I select I have no idea if I can this is an alpha input, which is telling this node, yeah, no, I can't. I will need like a second merge. I cannot do it right here. Okay, that's it. Yeah, the thing is that I cannot make this. This is kind of annoying. I should be able to put different masks that perform in different layers, that will be amazing. That will be a mess also. Don't get me wrong, it will be. But could be interesting. Anyway, does it look better? Kinda. Not that better, but a bit better. Better enough. I like this. Are we in the... Yesterday I had a playlist that was working perfectly. And the one from today is too relaxed. Not peaceful. I don't want peaceful things. Yeah, that's perfect. Lo-fi. I like this. So we're going to add, we're going to make a pause right now. We're gonna be back right away. I am just going to leave this playback right here. And I'll see you in just a second. Oh my, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh my, can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. I'm sorry about that. Malfunctioning. Yeah, it wasn't malfunctioning. It was my fault. It wasn't entirely my fault. Yeah, I assumed the fault. Okay, so where were we? So we're making this 3D composition. Let me, yeah, there you go. This can get complicated like very fast. Don't be overwhelmed because of the amount of nodes. It's no problem. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to use Boris effects. I just love Boris effects. Oh, I don't remember if I still have. There is an effect called dust in the Sapphire suite. I think this has just crashed. Yeah, it is crashing. It didn't crash. And that's the magic of using Fusion Studio instead of... Oppa, it's going to expire in one day. And there is already an update. Should we update right now? I think I want to download it. Okay, let me... okay, I need to download Sapphire OFX for Windows 2024. When was this released? Enter your email address right away. Here is my email address. Enter your password right away. Paste my password. Okay, release notes. Okay, here are the release notes for Sapphire 2024. What's new in Sapphire 2024? For Linux, update to CUDA 11.2 fix an issue with Ampere. Okay, cool. Pixel Mosh and dissolve Pixel Mosh. Stop forcing result to be opaque. In Premiere, some fixes. Correctly render temporal in Fusion and Resolve. Temporals. Okay. The dust, the Pixel Mosh. I mean, I already have the dust, but I'm not sure of the version that I have right now. Mocha help. I am in version 2024.0. This one is 2020. What? I am very confused. I am not sure of the version. Yeah, well, I have no idea. We'll just keep working with this one, okay? What are these two inputs? The source and the math. Okay, that's cool. The thing about the dust is that you can create whatever you want. Okay, so first I will just connect like a black background. So I don't know if you can see it through the stream. Maybe you can't, but here are like very, very small particles. I mean, you may see them like flickering, like very much, but they are moving like really, really slow. The thing about the S dust from Boris FX is that it is just to add some tiny, tiny little details. And that's what I actually love about this plugin. I will increase the saturation. Cool. I will ask it to... I need them to be bigger just so I can... Okay, cool. That's perfect. Now we can see them. I want them to vary... I need them more reddish. Okay. Vary the hue a little bit so they can look like embers. That's perfect. I like it. Okay. So right now they don't look like embers. That's because The thing about the embers is that they are like very chaotic, right? These ones are moving like really slow. I also need them to be more of this. Cool, that's perfect. Maybe vary the brightness. Oh, it is at the maximum level. Okay, yeah, vary the brightness. I like it. I don't know if I have like a flickering thing, but should they be soft? Yes, they should. They may even be very blurry. Near plane. I don't remember what near plane means. We'll figure that out. The depth. I don't want them to be like, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, we'll reduce the size, obviously. But that makes them a little bit sharper. I will soften all of them. Okay, drift. They will have to move from bottom to top instead of left to right. So, the drift, is it the drift? There should be an angle. Drift angle. Cool. Perfect. Now they are moving from the bottom to the top. I need a little bit more of speed for this one. That's perfect. What else? Some drift in the Z axis. Maybe. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Well, not perfect, but it's better. I like this. A little bit less. No, not this one. This one. Cool. And now I need a huge amount of turbulence. I will put 90 because, yeah, a little bit less of turbulence in the drift in the set. Cool. I think that's perfect. What else can I add? Turbulence for sure in the x-axis. Turbulence speed. Yes, that's what we need. A lot of speed, drift speed, a lot of speed. Because the movement has to be like very chaotic. Yes. Turbulence speed. Much more speed. Cool. Scale drift. I like it. That's perfect. So the thing is that this already combined with this, it gives it like, it makes it feel like alive, you know? I will need a larger amount of points with less size. Oh, not that much less size because they already disappeared. I think they are like very, how can I say this? I need them to be a little bit blurrier. So, should I? Okay, I will need to blur this. Yeah, not that much. Don't exaggerate. Will that be enough? And then comp this on top of this. That's it. Let's wait for the real-time playback. Should I remove the blur? Yeah, and maybe even lower the count, the number of points. I like this. This is the thing about this kind of plugins. You just need a little bit, just a little bit. So they, I mean, this is outrageous. Yeah, there you go. This is without the dust, and this is with the dust. I mean, those are the details that actually matter, and I like it. Cool. I may add a little bit of turbulence, displacement. So this looks like, what did I do? Oh, this is not that bad, to be honest. Okay. Okay. So. I will use this merge. I will put a little bit of haze. I like this. It was a happy accident. This was not intentional, but I like it. Maybe if the color is a little bit more yellowish. What about this? I mean, that's too much. Or is it? I am just trying to... Yeah, that's a lot of movement. That's too little movement, I think. I think a little bit, or no. I want this to appear as if it was like, how can I say it? Like haze, kind of. Yeah, no color at all. No color at all. Without, with. Without, with. Not sure. Radiant, what's that? Okay, I can set this to be screen all over again. And when I do this, it's going to appear more and more. Yeah. Yeah, I think just a little bit. Okay, and I will do another one. Another fast noise. Opa. But this time, oh, this is too contrasty. Reset. Thank you very much. A little bit saturate. Thank you very much. Yep, and this is going to be a displacement thingy. Because I just love displacement. This is my input. This is going to be my foreground. And I want this to be... Oh. Yes! I mean, that's too much, but yes. Exactly. I love displacement. Yeah, that's too much. 0.3. Too much. 0.2. Yeah. That could work. And this is here. Am I? Yeah. Oh, that's too little. What am I doing? What am I doing? Up. What? Cool. And with the S dust. The S dust kind of sells the whole comp. I like it. Like very much. Okay, so we already have this. How can I take it into the DaVinci Resolve so I can color grade it? It's actually pretty easy. Well, not easy, but yeah, it's easy. It is easy. I should first try to organize my notes because, oh my god, this is... okay, I will do a couple of things. Arrange tools to grid. Okay, so what I'm doing is so that every single tool can just be arranged on the grid. Okay, cool. This merge could be in the center. I like the. So this is what I don't like sometimes. Even when you try to organize this, the lines are not perfectly. Oh, I think I can do orthogonal or something like that. Orthogonal pipes. Yes, but no. Yes. That's the way I want it. Okay, cool. So, merge goes right here. Here's the transform. This is not necessary, like, at all. But I prefer to have like a clean workspace instead of all this mess that I have right now. Okay, this is it. Why do I have... Oh, I think I remember. Yeah, no problem. This transform goes right here. This goes right here. Cool, cool, cool. Why do I have... Oh, we have two outputs. That's why. Okay, so the way we're going to fix this is... Let me try to think. It is not easy to think, especially for me, but I'm gonna try. Okay. Yes. No. Yes. No. What are you doing? I don't like the fact that all these lines. Okay. Is that understandable? I think so. Well, this will have to work for now, at least. These are like very vertical. So the thing is that for some reason, I have no idea why, but in Nuke, most of Nuke artists arrange their notes in a vertical fashion, which is great. They all understand it. It's like a thing that they all do, and that's perfect. But Fusion tends to force you to work in a horizontal fashion, which is not that bad. I like it. For me personally, I prefer the horizontal method instead of the vertical one. I think that's just because I started to use Fusion first, and I don't really use Nuke, not right now at least. But it gives me like a strange sense of, oh my god, why? Please tell me why. Oh, that's fixed. Cool. Great. So what could I do so I can just take this into DaVinci Resolve? It's actually pretty simple. You just have to go into the folder. Where did I save this? Here it is, Easy 3D Cam Movement. Perfect. Now that I know where this comp is, I can just close this window and open DaVinci Resolve. Simple as that. You don't need to do the strange thing about Premiere and After Effects where you have to do the Adobe dynamic link or stuff like that. There's no need for that, and I'm grateful for it. So I will use 30 frames per second. My color management, this is very important. If you are not working with Fusion compositions, yeah, go ahead, use color manage, that's perfect. But if you are going to use Fusion compositions inside DaVinci Resolve, I advise you to use DaVinci YRGB for your color management, because if not, your display is not going to appear right in the Fusion composition tab. So it's preferable. I do like to work with sRGB as my output. That's just the way I like it. And I will put my timeline also in sRGB. I am not setting my timeline with white gamut because I don't want to work with white gamut. That's why I'm not selecting color managed. But that doesn't mean that I cannot work with DaVinci white gamut. I actually can, and I actually will. You can stop me. You can try to stop me, but you will not succeed. Do I need a new timeline? Yeah, but why? Yes, there are different menus in each tab, which I hate. Cool. So what I'm going to do is just to import my Fusion composition. Get into the Fusion tab, File, Import, Fusion Comp. Cry because this sucks. Oh my god, I don't remember why this happens. It is kind of a bug, I think. Import? Why? Yeah, because if I'm in the timeline, I cannot import Fusion compositions. Even if it is, why is it grayed out? Okay, maybe I will just create a new Fusion comp. Get into the Fusion comp. That's dumb. That's dumb. Why should I have to first create a Fusion composition inside DaVinci before trying to import my Fusion composition that has already been created in Fusion Studio? I don't know why, but that's the way that works. So, import. Cool. Now that I already imported it, here it is. With the same weird kind of arrangements. I just need to arrange this to grid and select the orthogonal pipes, so this doesn't get so different. And I also need a media output because DaVinci is expecting a media out. If I don't do this, I will not be able to look at my composition the right way. Where is it? Is it this one? Yeah, the thing is that it imports the Fusion composition inside the comp that you created. It's kind of strange, but that's the way it works. Okay, so there you go. We already have our composition inside DaVinci Resolve, and we can still edit this. So, for example, if I want to take this other picture and connect it to this 3D plane, I can still do it, and it has been already modified, and it has the same amount of effects. That's beautiful. If I want to take this other image and pipe it right here, I can do it, and now I have apples, a fox, and this character, and that's perfect. And I can do all sort of stuff, and that's why I really like to work inside Fusion Comp. It gives you like a pretty big amount of flexibility, which I love. And now I can just get into my color tab and start coloring. I mean, there's not like a bunch of stuff that I would like to do to this composition. I could also... Okay, here is a problem. Why? Okay, for some reason this composition is 196 frames long. I think it was my fault. Maybe I stretched it out without noticing, but problem solved. Already done. Cool. So now it works perfectly. Yeah, color tab, and you can use any sort of plugins, or you can color right here wherever you want. I'm not sure if I want to use the Hanser. Oh, but first I will want to work with, if you are working with different kind of departments, you may want to work with ACES. So what I would advise is to use the ACES transform instead of the thing out here. Don't use this because it's going to mess up your Fusion previews, so you don't want that. What I will do here is to set my input to whatever my timeline is, which in my case is sRGB. My output will be the thing where I want to do my color grading, which for me it's going to be ACES CCT. Perfect. And now what I want to do is to invert this in another node. So I will create a serial, Command UV or Control UV, and here I don't have an invert button, but I can just select ACCT as my input, sRGB as my output. And the thing is that this has to be like the same. If I disable these nodes and I re-enable them, I will have to see the exact same image. That's what I want. So because this is my ACES IDT and this is my ACES ODT. This is outputting my image into sRGB, and this is setting my timeline into, or my color weighting nodes into ACES. So whatever I do right here is going to work exactly as I would expect from an ACES color managed workflow. So that's great. I mean, you don't have to do it right this way. You can do it whatever way you want. I just like this approach because yeah, the controls with the ACES are not that bad. Well, sometimes they are. I mean, you can still use, like, for example, the gain with the sRGB output. So you can work in a display preferred fashion, which is great. It's not bad. I mean, if you can actually use both, that's great. But for me, it's going to be here. And now I can use the Dehancer. I like the way the Dehancer works. It's amazing. Great plugin. And I am also going to put it in a high quality setting, and I'm going to say that I'm not working in Rec 709. I'm working in ACES CCT AP1. That's perfect. So now the colors are going to be modified accordingly, which actually look great. I actually like this look. This is before, this is after. Maybe too much cyan? Is there a thing like too much cyan? Maybe not. So I also like the temperature to be quite warm. Maybe here, but with a little bit more contrast. Oh yes, a lot of contrast, a lot of saturation. This is before. This is my Fusion comp right out of Fusion, and this is with my color grading with the Dehancer. Oh, those embers, man. Those embers really sell this. Yeah, that's great. I like it. Yep, here you go. Yes, that's the composition. I think that's perfect. I like this. We didn't use any kind of lights. We didn't use like any other shape in the 3D environment other than the planes. And I think that's perfect. Maybe this could use some sound design, which I'm not going to do because as much as I actually like sound design, sometimes I don't. Yeah. This is just a little bit of exposure. So I'm going to set this to exposure. Not every Node 3 has to be like a crazy Node 3. This is enough for this comp. If this is fire, maybe this could use a little bit more of exposure. Should I expose it a little bit more? Yeah, that's perfect. Maybe that's too much in the blacks. Maybe I will reduce it a little bit. More than enough. And the tint, I have questions about the tint. No, that's good. Maybe a little bit magenta. Let's make it magenta. Cool. Let me see my settings here. Yeah, that's perfect. A little bit of color grain because yeah, that's like a disease, the film grain in post. But I like it. Load generator, no. Monitor, what about our false color? False colors looking great. What's this? Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's perfect. We have a little bit of underexposed areas like this and here. All the blues are underexposed areas. but I don't see any sort of problem with that. I like it. I think we can also make the vignette a little bit more strong. Like for example, I can get back to my Fusion comp, go right into my vignette. What is it? Vignette, here it is. And I can increase the alpha, like very much, get back to my color tab, and yeah, it looks a little bit underexposed, but I like it. So it would be interesting, like for example, having like a floating view of the output of the color inside the Fusion tab. Like if you could put like a color monitor output node inside the Fusion tab, that would be amazing. I mean, not to make any amount of changes, just to monitor the output of the color tab, so I can actually see my false color. Although, I have to say, let me go back to my dehancer. What I could do is get into my Fusion and actually use the dehancer inside here, which I would not like to do because I would need to work in display referred, because this is actually sRGB. Well, yeah, Rec 709 primaries, same thing. And I could make some changes here. I could work with my false color right here, but it's not the same. It's very different. I have not saved this project. 3D easy 3D cam stuff. Cool. It's going to take a little bit to refresh all the Fusion comp and stuff. Maybe I will set my playback to 1/4 of the resolution. And even then it's struggling. It froze. It froze. It's back again. Okay. So, what did we learn today? I already closed my Fusion thing. Well, I can use the Fusion tab in DaVinci Resolve, which is not recommended because, as we already saw, it is much better to use Fusion Studio, because even if it costs $300, which, let's face it, it's $300 for DaVinci Resolve and Fusion Studio. So if you think about it, it's just $150. So that's perfect. You can take advantage of your resources, of your equipment, like way better, because that's not something that I invented. Here in the Blackmagic design page, here it says that DaVinci uses DaVinci uses 16 gigs of system memory in Windows. And if you're going to use Fusion, it is recommended to have at least 32. But if you're using Fusion Studio in Windows, you just need 8 gigs of RAM. For improved performance, 16 plus. So that's perfect. So that's why we were using the Fusion Studio software instead of the Fusion tab. And yeah, here's the 3 images. Each one of them, we set it into a 3D plane, then combine them and arrange them so they look like this. Let me zoom a little bit. Boop. There you go. Then we have like a camera, we had a camera with a little bit of movement. We also moved our images, so they do that. A renderer, so we can actually watch what is happening on camera. That's perfect. And then we merged it with some background. The background is, this is a vignette. This is my displacement for the background. This is the final background. This is my merge thing with also some fire assets. These are assets. I didn't create the fire. But these ones are with screen blending mode, so they appear like so. Maybe I will add a little bit of more blur to the file. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, a little bit more blue. Cool. And at the end, we add some displacement. This fast noise is displacing the images. As you can see here, the images are like clean. They are not like affected by any means, but when I use the displacement, they kind of wobble a little bit, and that's because I am using this fast noise as a displacement. And then using another fast noise as kind of haze. This is before, this is after, this is just a little bit of haze. It's almost imperceptible. And the dust. The embers that we created with S-Dust, a plugin from Sapphire from Boris FX, and it looks amazing. It gives like much more life to the composition. And then we made some color grading, and this is the end result. And I like it. If you have any questions, you can ask right away. I'm not sure what I want to do next. I'm thinking about, I could render this and publish. Yeah, let's render this. H.265, because I just fell in love with H.265. This doesn't have any audio. I will save it on my 2024 documents, YouTube live renders. Add to render queue, and I'm not sure how long this is going to take. If it takes too long, which I'm afraid it's gonna happen, right? I think I messed up. I should have not started rendering. Oh, it says 55 minutes, 58, 59, 1 hour. 1 hour and 10 minutes, 1 hour 15. Is this going to keep rising? 1:30, 1 hour and 30 minutes. I don't think this is going to render at all. Oh, it's starting. But it's kind of heavy. So another approach could be to render it first in Fusion, just the composition, and then with an EXR, just do the color grading. It is going so slow. Let's see what kind of resources are we dealing with. Oh, this is not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Installing. I didn't know that I didn't have it installed. 1 hour 26, 7? Okay. Okay. Sometimes it has to, yeah, I'm going to close it and restart it all over again. Was it a crash? It crashed. Why? Don't crash. Come on, don't crash. Oh, it's crashing. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I'm going to stop this. It is not worth it to wait more than 1 hour just to render this. At least not right now. I mean, I could do it any other time. Now I have to wait until this actually stops. Yeah. This is something that I really hate about DaVinci. Whenever you stop rendering something, it's not actually stopping at that moment. It kind of has like a delay effect. It has to end rendering whatever it considers to be rendered. It's like when you are in a car and you are like going like really fast, and you just cannot like instantly stop. You have to deaccelerate. I understand that with a car, in the real world. But here, come on. Just make it stop. Cancel the job. I'm not going to use any of the render you keep doing. Did it stop? It hasn't stopped. I don't even know. There's not like a green button that appears when it actually stops rendering. Oh, I think that when it actually stops, this stops being grayed out. It's rendering still. Not cool. Not cool. What should we do next? Should we keep working in Fusion? Whoop. Or should we try to do something else? I have no idea. Okay, so I do have an idea. Join me in a quest. Join me and Bing Copilot, Bing Chat in a quest. What do... These are the news. Let's see what... How... I hate that this news goes so fast. How much money can I have in my debit card without the IRS investigate me? That's very important information that we all should have at some point. It hasn't stopped. Okay, so I need to know exactly what kind of works can I do during these streaming sessions. I genuinely don't know. I will try to explain my situation to ChatGPT. Okay, so I will not try to explain the thing about the two channels because I think the same project could be continued in both channels. I have a YouTube channel where I stream. I don't upload long format videos anymore. I stream. I may be a streamer now. I have a YouTube channel where I stream about DaVinci Resolve and related stuff regarding video post-production. That's the situation right now. What I want to keep doing next is to work on or working. I really struggle with the in and on. Work in, work on. Work on. My own creative projects during these live stream sessions. But I struggle while thinking about what kind of project should I do next. Okay. Oh, DaVinci has already stopped. Cool. So the thing is, when I try to play back, yes, I know this is playing back at a quarter resolution. But even if I put it in full, I get a 6 frames per second render, then why does it take like a huge amount of years to render? Am I doing something wrong? Most of the times I do, but not particularly. Yeah, this is the same comp, 6 frames per second. That's amazing. Why is this not working? Should we try again? Not now. Oh, maybe yes. Not now. Or yes. What did I do here? QuickTime H.265 encoder NVIDIA instead of auto? Could be. Although sometimes NVIDIA tends to crash, to be honest. I will try it. I will try this. Update job. Replace. Clear. Render. It is working. What was it doing before? Yeah, I know it's rendering at 1 frame per second, but still 150 frames, that's a little bit more than 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes. Yeah, okay. So I have a YouTube channel where I stream about DaVinci Resolve and related stuff regarding video post-production. What I want to keep doing next is to work on my own creative projects during these live stream sessions. But I struggle with while thinking about what kind of project should I do next. Okay, help me. It can be about, oh my god, I hate motion graphics because I suck at motion graphics. But that would be good to practice. No, not motion graphics. I would like it to be more about compositing. Yeah. Let's see what kind of things it tells me. Let's see our render. Is our render done? It is 46% done, but it is already struggling, and I don't know why. I mean, last time it was trying to render like for more than 1 hour. Right now it's 1 minute and 40. Much better, but still struggling. Oh, here it is, the answer. It is great to hear that you're looking to work on your own creative projects during your live stream sessions. Thank you, ChatGPT. Here are some interesting ideas for your next project that are more focused on compositing. That's great. Green screen compositing. You can create a video where you are standing in front of a green screen and then composite yourself into different backgrounds. That's a good idea, actually, to be honest. This is a great way to experiment with different locations and settings without actually having to travel to those places, by the way. This is a very simple idea, but I like it. Oh my god, the second one is motion graphics compositing. You can create a video that combines different motion graphics elements to create a visually stunning composition. This can include text, shapes, and other graphic elements that you can animate and composite together. That's a great idea, but I hate motion graphics. I don't like motion graphics. I should practice motion graphics. VFX compositing. You can create a video that includes visual effects such as explosions, fire, or other special effects. This is a great way to experiment with different VFX techniques and create a visually impressive video. Oh, the render is done. Maybe I could just go here, renders. Here it is, our final comp, and it's looking great. Let's try to loop it. Cool, I love it. It's amazing. Kudos to myself. Yeah, VFX. Whenever I think about VFX, I think about explosions, fire, or other special effects, and it appears that ChatGPT thinks the exact same thing. That's hilarious. Compositing with 3D elements. Oh my god, yes, that should be a thing. You can create a video that includes 3D elements such as models, animations, or other 3D objects. This is a great way to experiment with different 3D techniques and create a visually impressive video. I hate how good these suggestions are. As simple as they may be, as simple as they actually are, it is a great way to start. I hope these ideas help you get started on your next project. Good luck and have fun. Yeah, have fun. Yeah, sure. I will have fun. It's just sometimes difficult. When you're not that great at compositing. Green screen compositing. Okay, we will finish with that. I'm going to... Okay. I am not. ChatGPT is going to do it. To come up with an idea about... I like your suggestions. Like very much. I appreciate it. Please help me developing 5 interesting ideas for the green screen composting. What for? Please help me developing 5 interesting ideas. Interesting practice. I would like to make a very short practice so that it can actually tell a story. I don't think that's enough of an explanation for a detailed 5 idea thing, but let's see what it says. It's already done. Oh, did I do something wrong? No. Okay, cool. For one moment I thought that my internet was dealing with some problems, but it is not. Okay, I'm glad you found my previous suggestions helpful. Here are 5 more interesting ideas for a green screen compositing practice that you can tell a story. Cool. Travel blog. Okay, create a video where you are standing in front of a green screen and then composite yourself into the... That's what this thing already told me. You can use this opportunity to share your travel experiences and tell a story about your adventure. Superhero adventure. Create a video where you are a superhero and you have to save the world from an evil villain. You can use green screen compositing to create a visually stunning video that tells a story about your superhero adventure. A superhero story adventure. Okay, I'm not sure about that. Time travel. Create a video where you travel through time to different eras in history. You can use green screen compositing to transport yourself to different locations and time periods and tell a story about your journey through time. Okay, yes. I mean, time travel could be interesting. I'm not sure. I like the first one. News report. Create a video where you are a news reporter reporting on a breaking news story. That's interesting. You can use green screen compositing to create a visually engaging news report that tells a story about the event. Interesting. Oh, a music video. Create a music video where you are the star. You can use green screen compositing to create a visually stunning video that tells a story about the song. Cool. I like those ideas. I like the travel blog. I would like to use art grid, to be honest. I will not try to record myself, film myself in front of a green screen. Oh, you know what? I'm going to try to do something a little bit more complicated. Yeah, maybe like this. I mean, it's not complicated, but it's more complicated than just simple. It's complicated enough, right? What about? Oh no, this is perfect. I love it. I hate the reflections that it has. I don't think that I will be able to keep those. The contrast is looking great. The markers, oh my god, they blur out. So we'll see what that means. I like it. I like this very much. I will download the log file. Check out my footage. And I will download the log file. Cool. So that's what I'm going to keep doing tomorrow. So today was the live stream here in English in the Death Pixel Studio channel. But tomorrow the streaming will be in Daniel en Photos. It's my channel. I can do whatever I want. No, I mean yes, but that's not what I wanted to say. So what I'm going to do in this other channel is to start making this practice. I may try to do it all the way, like to finish it, like from start to finish. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I will try to insert this render into this screen. I will download a couple more of green screen footage. Just a little bit, just to have fun. If this thing allows me to. Yes. Oh, okay. I want to be tracking. Oh, here's a lot of tracking. The camera movement is very simple. I like this one. I mean, not that much because the green screen looks, I mean, not that great. Oh, this is cool. This one's cool. I mean, I'm saying that it is cool because it is like a more realistic scenario. Right? Is it? It is not. This is realistic. I will let my audience from tomorrow to decide which one, because there are like many great examples. Like for example, this one. Let's see. This one's great because it is not like full screen, so and it is like wobbling around, so this will be kind of difficult. What I don't like is that the green screen looks like they already removed it but then added another one. Is that the case? Or is this just like a very well lit green screen? I think this is, wow, looks great. It may be like a virtual thingy. Okay, this will be for tomorrow. So thank you very much. Today we did this from zero. I am actually really surprised that we finished this. We started with these images. These were the images that we were originally trying to work with. This was the fire elements. Everything was done inside Fusion Studio. Then we exported, this is the composition from Fusion Studio. We imported it into DaVinci Resolve. So here in DaVinci, the only thing that we did was to work in ACES, in an ACES workflow. And do some color grading, especially with Dehancer. I love Dehancer. It's a film emulation plugin that I love. And we exported it. We painfully exported it, and this is the final video. So I'm really happy about this. Let me know in the comments or whatever you want. Well, in the comments. I also have an Instagram account, DevPixel Studio. Also, there is the Twitter, DevPixel Studio, and Threads, DevPixel Studio. You can comment about what kind of things you want to see here. Tomorrow I will be live streaming, but in my other channel, Daniel Photos, which is in Spanish. So if you want to watch and learn some Spanish, go ahead, by all means. We will see you here the next Thursday. So I'll see you on Thursday. Thank you very much and have an amazing day.